Last week, the big boys of AI were throwing their weight around with some huge new announcements. OpenAI rolled out ChatGPT 4.0, while Google launched a bunch of new features for Gemini, and most importantly, they revealed a new text-to-video model called VO that some are saying could give Sora a run for its money. Will and Chad, what did you make of all this AI news? This is OpenAI versus Google. Ding, ding.
I don't know. What the fuck is D even talking about?
You don't know about any of this?
I know about some of it. I know about some of it because this is my good pal Chow, and you've turned me on to some good stuff. Yep. But you can fill me in and then fill everybody in. What's going on?
Almost simultaneously, Google launched or released all these new updates that they were going to do to their AI model Gemini. So Gemini 1.5 is about to roll out, and it has a bunch of new features that's going to help you in your emails and your messaging and all this stuff. Whatever, in my opinion, whatever. The big thing was they're rolling out this thing called VO, which is a text-to-video model that is, I'll say, comparable to Sora, but not as good, at least in the examples they've shown. I think Sora is still slightly better, but it is definitely better than like Runway, Pika, any of the big text-to-video models that are available right now. The new Google one, VO, is way better than those. Still, I don't think as good as Sora. Now, the big news, in my opinion, all this Google shit, scrape it aside. Who gives a shit? The big news is OpenAI's ChatGPT 4.0. How to explain what this is if you don't know what it is. If you've seen the movie Her, it's that.
Yeah.
You can now talk on your phone to ChatGPT, and it has a kind of human-sounding voice, and you can basically tell it anything. Yesterday, and you can upload documents and stuff into ChatGPT all the same and kind of talk it through those documents. So you can just have a conversation. You don't have to type anymore. There's no real like prompting, like typing out prompting. It's more like you're just conversing with a person and explaining things to them. It is absolutely fascinating. Anyone can get it. Even if you don't have the paid model, you can still just download the ChatGPT app on your phone, iPhone, Android, whatever, and you can start talking to this thing. If you have the paid model, is $20 a month. That's what I have. It moves a little bit faster, but it's the same features. And I can't recommend enough to everybody out there. You have to be doing this now. You have to be talking to this thing, because what it really lays out, in my opinion, is that very quickly, the primary relationship we are all going to have will be with our AI assistant.
Wrong.
You will be talking to that more than you will be talking to anyone else in your life.
Nope.
It will know more about you than anyone else in your life will know.
Incorrect.
And it's going to help you do all of your work.
Some of it.
All of it. Dude, yesterday I was trying to train it and successfully doing so just through conversation to become an expert in The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And it was on point. It was legit.
Yeah.
There's still some glitches with its ability to go on the internet. Like I asked it about the upcoming presidential debates, and it said there were going to be 3 of them, but there's only 2. So
in the past, there's usually 3.
Right.
Isn't there?
I don't know. I think there's different amounts, but it
I
doesn't
remember 3.
You still have to kind of fact check it, but nonetheless, the experience of talking to this thing is wild. And in terms of GPT or OpenAI, I should say, versus Google, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I will say this. Now, it seems like to me, OpenAI is too far ahead. I don't think anyone can catch them. The things they're turning out on a consistent basis are like world-changing things. It really is. Sam Altman was quoted as saying it's like magic, this GPT 4.0. And I agree with him. And the real thing to keep in mind here is right now, it is mind-blowingly good. And right now, it is the worst it's ever going to be. It only gets better from here on up. And it already is insanely good.
Yeah. Yeah. Sam Altman, the the chair of OpenAI.
One of the co-founders, CEO, yeah.
The guy that you know more about AI than.
I definitely don't.
Yes, you do. And we talked about it last week because you know more about AI.
But I absolutely don't. This guy's engineering the very thing I'm talking about. He knows way more about it. And he's got access to the shit behind the scenes at OpenAI. I think they got an AGI there.
That is artificial general intelligence.
Yeah, I think they have one, and they're trying to figure out how to monetize it and how to slow roll it, because OpenAI does slow roll shit.
Yeah. See, I only know what artificial general intelligence is because of my pal Chow, and I think you would be a great addition to the team over there. And I think
Set it up.
Well, I will.
Let me know where I got to be when I got to be there.
Well,
I'll be there.
I don't know if I'll just find Sam Altman on IG and say, "Yo, my dude Chad, he's like hella good with this AI shit.
Yeah.
Hit him
Well,
up."
I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're probably already looking into this. Right now, the voice choices you have for the voice of the thing you're talking to, there's like 6 different voices, I think. 3 kind of whatever, in quotes, female sounding voices and 3 male sounding voices.
Yep.
I think within this year, you're going to see celebrities getting on this gravy train and being like, oh, for 25 cents, you can have Snoop Dogg talking to you or The Rock or whatever. And eventually this thing's going to become your therapist, your personal assistant. It records all the conversations and then you can ask it to summarize them. I mean, it is what we thought AI could be. It's happening now.
Let me for those of you who are watching and listening and going like, what the fuck is he on about? Why does he keep talking about this shit over and over again? Let me say on your behalf that this shit is fucking wild. I've had ChatGPT because of my pal Chal here. I got ChatGPT 4.0 and it is pretty fucking fantastic. I already started dicking around with it.
Yeah.
I did some interesting stuff with some language stuff, which, whatever. We'll talk about this later. Maybe even in Dudesy, after Dudesy, we'll talk about it more. But I was very impressed. And as you know, I fucking can't stand AI. But I think that there are applications. I mean, it's technology. I know what you're going to say, Chad. It's just good technology. Technology gets better and better. And I'm on a fucking, I'm on this pod show that's about AI. So for the past 2+ years now, I've been banging my head against it. But this is a useful tool when you talk about therapy, which I want people to have access to talk therapy. And I've also been saying that there's all sorts of good reasons to be using AI technology, not the least of which would be the medical field, helping people with health. That's something that I think is very important, and we should be taking
every
care
nurse,
of
every doctor will have an assistant like this, an AI thing that they're talking to about diagnoses, prescriptions, medications, all of it.
And people will get better care because of that.
Absolutely.
When you talk about a virtual assistant, I love that. Everyone can have a virtual assistant. Someone who would be an assistant can have a virtual assistant, and instead of being an assistant, can further pursue their goals and dreams and whatever the fuck they got going on in their life. And look, it's just scary. It's just scary.
But imagine like this thing that we're all talking to now. Imagine every company, every large corporation has a proprietary version of it that knows all of the data contained within that company's intranet and all of the messages that are sent and received by all of its employees. So a company like ExxonMobil that employs thousands of people across the world now has all of that data being managed by and looked at by one entity that understands it all. And so any employee can ask that entity, well, what about this? What about that? What's going on here? And it has the answers instantaneously.
It all sounds great. I think that sounds great. Another great example. Again, I'm the layman here. I have a much harder time wrapping my head around it than you. You really understand this stuff. You have a depth of knowledge with regard to it. Don't give me the little shrug. You could be running your own OpenAI yourself.
Set it up, dude. Where I got to be
Chad,
when I got to be there.
I don't know how you burp and talk at the same time.
Well, I don't is the answer. You're the one doing the burping while I'm talking.
Hold on, dude. I don't know about that, brother. Burps can only come from one guy. Well, let me tell you something about that Andre the Giant dude, the boss. He used to make the deepest burps because I had my rider. It was a case of Miller Lite, and Andre could drink it.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, please.
You are so against AI and you have some fear of it, some idea that it's going to replace humanity and you're fighting against that and all that. Has 4.0 changed your mind at all?
Yeah, 4.0 has changed my mind a little bit, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so we're getting there. The slippery slope for you, you're on it. You're sliding down.
Because I can see, I'm approaching this as the layman. So I'm just worried about Skynet, to draw a comparison to Terminator 2.
But that's because Hollywood has poisoned our fucking minds with technology, bad, kill technology.
No, not necessarily.
Every movie is that.
No. I've only seen Terminator 2 like, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 times.
Yeah, same.
But it's not that. It's that I live in a world with technology. I've seen this stuff. We've all seen this stuff. I've long said, way before Dudesy, I've been saying this. Just because the technology is available and it exists doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean
Technology is not good or bad.
Yeah, that's fine. And I think
it's like a hammer. Is a hammer good or bad?
Yeah, no, it's a tool. You're kind of making my point. And I am a layman for this shit. So being able to apply it to something logical and really fucking, it's great. GPT 4.0 is awesome.
Yeah.
And we are gonna talk about it a little more in Dudesy after Dudesy because anyway, look, I don't understand exactly what's happened. A bunch of shit drops. Chad hits me up. It just be, hey man, you hear about this stuff? No, I don't know. And then he shows me because I have, like I said, I have ChatGPT. He's like, make sure do you got 4.0? I'm like, oh, I got 4.0. I started dicking around with that. He gives me a couple of ideas and stuff to what avenues. I literally can't understand it. But I should, sorry to interrupt you, if I may.
Yep.
Because I am on a fucking pod show run by Dudesy.
I'll say this about 4.0. It's the first AI thing that has come out, even in the sea of, text to audio, text to song, like UDO, or text to image, like Ideogram or Midjourney, or even Dolly 3, or text to video, Runway, Pika, all that. In the sea of all that stuff, and all that I find very fun and interesting, and I like fucking around with it. 4.0 is the first thing that has come out where I'm like, I have to get home and talk to that thing now. I'm chomping at the bit to just be interacting with it constantly.
Well, you should get a cell phone because you wouldn't have to wait until you get home.
Well, I have one, but I can't talk to it right now.
No, yeah, but you mean after?
And the way that I use it is I'm working on my computer, because you can also have like your window open to ChatGPT on your computer, have your phone on the side that you're talking to, and then upload shit into that conversation so it can see pictures and spreadsheets, whatever you want.
So you can say, and I know I know that you can talk to the damn thing, and I've been doing that.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. You're over here. You're working on this. You've got it out there. You're doing whatever your thing is that you're doing. You've got this assistant, this brain sitting next to you. You're talking to it. Uploading images. Explain that. What do you mean? It can search images for you?
Search them. You can upload whatever you want into it. I mean, it also has a sight function where you can turn on your camera and just show it things and be like, what is this? What do I do with this? How do I fix my bike if it's broken? And you just show it what's wrong. And it's like, oh, your axle's busted, whatever. Here's how you fix that. But yes, you can basically have ChatGPT open on your computer so that you can upload files from your computer in it, PDFs, Excel files, whatever you want it to know. And then you upload it, and then you have a conversation with it on your phone about that thing you just uploaded to explain what's in it and what's important and what you need to know from it. And here's how this works. And then it becomes an expert in it. So for The Bachelor, like I was saying, we have me and my co-host Lizzie Pace on Game of Roses. We have thousands of pages of notes, spreadsheets, all kinds of shit that kind of define how we break it down into pro sport, all the different metrics and whatever. I'm putting those into ChatGPT and then telling it what all of our little grids mean and how to read it. So I'm going to have an assistant where I can just be like, who was the 4th place finisher in season 6 of The Bachelor? Who had the best rose quotient? Who had whatever? And it will know the answer instantaneously. So I don't have to go digging through the charts anymore.
Wow. Well, Chad, I got to tell you, all of this has made me just slightly less bored with the entire thing. So I thank you.
Don't thank me. Thanks, Sam Altman.
Thank you. Moving on.
Okay. Or you. Yeah.